Having a strong mind is not just a personality trait. It is a prerequisite for a life of purpose and freedom. In the ancient world, the Stoics viewed the mind as an inner citadel, a fortress that, if properly built, could withstand the most devastating sieges of fate. Mental strength is the fuel that allows you to keep going when the world screams at you to quit. It is the secret power that helps you tackle problems, stick to your virtues, and face challenges with a calm determination, especially when your natural talents and luck aren't enough. This video is dedicated to the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, the philosophy of warriors and emperors, and how its principles identify 10 habits that secretly drain your mental power. By exposing these habits and applying the medicine of the Stoic masters like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca, we can begin a journey to forge a mind of iron, one that is resilient, unshakable, and truly sovereign. Habit number 1, having a negative mindset, pessimism without purpose. A negative mindset is like a self-imposed prison. It is a habit that makes us mentally weak because it filters the world through a lens of defeat before the battle has even begun. When we constantly focus on the worst-case scenario without the intent to solve it, we are simply practicing misery. In Stoicism, the habit of negativity stems from a failure to judge our impressions correctly. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If your thoughts are consistently dark, your entire reality becomes dim. You begin to believe that success is impossible and that the world is out to get you. This mental outlook becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. You stop taking risks, you stop seeking beauty, and you become a victim of your own imagination. The Stoic solution: to overcome this, we apply the practice of objective representation. This means stripping away the emotional negative labels we put on things. Instead of saying, "This is a disaster," the Stoic says, "This is a challenging event." We remove the shades of gloom and see things as they are. Stoicism also teaches amor fati, or the love of fate. This isn't just about tolerating the bad, but embracing it as fuel for growth. Instead of a cloud covering the sun, the Stoic sees the cloud as necessary rain for the harvest of their character. By changing the internal dialogue from "Why is this happening to me?" to "How can I use this?" you sweep away the clouds of negativity and reclaim your mental strength. Habit number 2, complaining about things outside your control. Complaining is the ultimate sign of mental fragility. It is like screaming at the rain because it made you wet. It changes nothing about the rain, but drains you of your dignity. This habit weakens the mind because it wastes your most precious resource, your energy, on targets that cannot be moved. The core of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control. Epictetus taught that some things are up to us and some things are not. Our opinions, intentions, and actions are up to us. The weather, the economy, the traffic, and the opinions of others are not up to us. When you complain about things you cannot control, you are effectively declaring yourself a slave to circumstances. The Stoic solution: to break this habit, you must implement the Stoic fork. Before you open your mouth to vent, ask, "Is this something I can change?" If the answer is no, then complaining is irrational. It is like holding a hot coal hoping the other person gets burned. It only blisters your own hand. Stoics practice premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. They expect the traffic. They expect the rain. They expect the rude waiter. Because they expect these things, they don't need to complain when they happen. By accepting what you cannot change, you free up a massive amount of mental energy to focus on what you can change, your own response. Habit number 3, not expressing your truth, intellectual cowardice. Not expressing yourself or shrinking to fit the expectations of others is like keeping a fire in a box. Eventually, it will either go out or burn the box down. This habit weakens our minds because it forces us to live a lie. It creates an internal friction between who we are and the mask we wear, leading to chronic anxiety and a loss of self-respect. Stoicism teaches us that we have a duty to the truth and to our own daimon, our inner spirit. When we suppress our thoughts and feelings out of fear, we are prioritizing the comfort of others over our own integrity. Seneca warned that many people live as living corpses because they never speak their own minds. The Stoic solution. The Stoic virtue of justice includes being honest with yourself and others. To overcome this weakness, practice parsimony of speech. Speak only when it is necessary and true. This isn't about being loud or aggressive. It's about being authentic. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to be the same person in private as you are in public. When you begin to speak your truth calmly and rationally, you stop being a treasure chest kept locked away. You become a person of weight and substance. You find that the dark room of confusion disappears when you turn on the light of honest expression. Habit number 4, blaming others for your problems. Blaming others is a defense mechanism for a weak mind. It feels good in the short term because it removes the burden of failure from your shoulders, but it is a trap. By blaming your boss, your parents, or the government for your situation, you are giving them the steering wheel of your life. If they are the reason you are unhappy, then they are the only ones who can make you happy. You have surrendered your power. In Stoicism, your character is the only thing that truly belongs to you. To blame others is to deny your own agency. Epictetus, who was born a slave, taught that even if someone can chain your leg, not even Zeus can conquer your will. The Stoic solution. To break this habit, you must adopt extreme ownership. The Stoic believes that while you cannot control what happens to you, you are 100% responsible for how you interpret it and what you do next. Stop being a spectator in your own life. Trade the rocks of blame in your backpack for the wings of responsibility. When something goes wrong, ask, what was my part in this? Or what is my move now? By taking responsibility, you reclaim the steering wheel. You move from a victim of fate to a master of your own soul. Habit number 5, fantasizing instead of visualizing, daydreaming versus planning. Fantasizing is mental candy. It tastes sweet, but has no nutritional value. It is the habit of getting lost in what-if scenarios where you are rich, famous, or perfect without doing any of the work. This weakens the mind because it creates a dopamine loop for a fake reality, making your real life seem even more miserable by comparison. Stoics were very wary of the imagination. They believed that getting lost in fantasies was a form of mental illness. However, they were masters of visualization. The Stoic solution. The difference is right intention. Fantasizing is passive. Visualization is active. Instead of imagining the end result, the gold at the end of the rainbow, the Stoic visualizes the process. They visualize the obstacles they will face and how they will overcome them. This is the practice of premeditatio malorum. By visualizing the treasure map and the stormy seas, you prepare your mind for reality. You bridge the gap between dreams and achievable goals. Stop building castles in the air and start laying the stone foundations of action. Habit number 6, not making time for virtue-based relationships. Neglecting deep, meaningful connections is like trying to survive a winter without a fire. This habit weakens our minds because it isolates us. Stoicism is often misunderstood as a lonely philosophy, but the Stoics believed humans are social animals born for cooperation, like feet, like hands, like eyelids. When we neglect our relationships for the sake of shallow pursuits or pure ego, we lose our support system. We become brittle. Without the mirror of a good friend, we cannot see our own flaws. The Stoic solution. Seneca wrote extensively on friendship, stating that we should ponder for a long time whether we shall admit a given person to our friendship, but when we have decided to admit him, we must welcome him with all our heart. To overcome this habit, prioritize quality over quantity. Be present with your loved ones. Practice sympathia, the recognition that we are all part of a larger whole. Investing time in those you care about isn't a distraction from your grind. It is the foundation of your mental resilience. A boat is much stronger when it is part of a fleet. Habit number 7, letting your emotions rule you, the slave to impulses. Letting emotions rule you is like being a rider on a horse that has gone mad. You are no longer in control of where you are going. You are merely a passenger to your own biological whims. This habit makes us mentally weak because it makes us predictable and reactive. In the theater of life, if someone can make you angry with a single word or make you flee with a single threat, they are your master. You have effectively handed over the keys to your mental kingdom to the first person who knows how to provoke you. The Stoics called these overwhelming, irrational emotions, passions, disturbances of the mind that cloud our reason like a thick fog over a treacherous coastline. When we react impulsively out of fear, explosive anger, or desperate lust, we are abdicating our human throne. We are acting like animals driven by instinct rather than rational beings guided by logic. To be ruled by emotion is to live in a state of constant instability, where your peace of mind is at the mercy of every passing mood or external event. The Stoic solution, the gap of freedom. To break this habit, you must learn to create a space between stimulus and response. This is the hallmark of mental sovereignty. Viktor Frankl, a modern practitioner of Stoic endurance, noted that in that tiny, infinitesimal space lies our growth and our freedom. When you feel a surge of emotion, a heat in your chest, a tightening in your throat, do not act, do not speak. Instead, speak to the impression itself. Say to the emotion, "Wait for me a little. Let me see who you are and what you represent. Let me put you to the test." Stoicism is not about suppressing emotions or becoming a cold, unfeeling statue. It is about transforming them through the fire of reason. Use the practice of mindfulness, prososh, to stand on the metaphorical riverbank of your consciousness. Watch the turbulent current of your feelings flow past you without being pulled under. By developing this high-level emotional intelligence, you stop being the drowning man and start being the captain of your ship, capable of steering with a steady, unwavering hand even in the middle of a Category 5 hurricane. You learn that feelings are just weather, and you are the mountain. Habit number 8. Trying to control everything. The perfectionist's trap. Trying to control every detail of your life and the lives of others is not a sign of strength. It is an exercise in futility and a symptom of deep-seated anxiety. It is like trying to catch the wind in a net or command the tides to stop. This habit weakens the mind because it sets you up for constant, high-level stress and inevitable heartbreak. When the world refuses to bend to your will, and it always will, eventually you don't just bend, you break. The Stoic knows that control is an illusion, micromanaging every aspect of your existence, from how your co-workers perceive you to the exact timing of your success, is a sign of insecurity. It is a fundamental refusal to trust the logos, the natural flow and rational order of the universe. When you demand that reality matches your blueprint perfectly, you become a prisoner of your own expectations. The Stoic solution, the art of acquiescence. To overcome this, you must practice what the Stoics called the art of acquiescence, or preferring what happens over what you wished would happen. This does not mean being passive or lazy. It means doing your absolute best with the variables you possess and then being totally indifferent to the outcome. Think of the Stoic archer. He can choose the finest bow, fletch his arrows with precision, train his muscles for years, and aim with perfect focus. But the moment the arrow leaves the string, it is no longer in his control. A sudden gust of wind, a bird flying across the path, or the target moving can all cause a miss. The Stoic archer finds his peace in the aims, the process, not the target, the result. By surrendering the frantic need for absolute control, you paradoxically find true power. You gain the strength to face life's vast uncertainties with a relaxed, open hand rather than a clenched, white-knuckled, tired fist. You learn to move with the grain of the universe rather than constantly trying to sand it down. Habit number 9. Dwelling on the past, the heavy backpack of regret. Dwelling on the past is like trying to drive a car at high speed. while staring exclusively into the rearview mirror, you are guaranteed to crash into the present. This habit weakens us because it keeps us dead to the only moment, where life actually happens. Now, we spend our precious mental energy replaying old embarrassments, agonizing over what-ifs, and nursing old heartbreaks, effectively torturing ourselves for events that have already been erased by the passage of time. In Stoic physics, the past is categorized as indifferent. Why? Because it is outside your sphere of choice. It cannot be changed by even the most powerful king or the most brilliant mind. To spend your current moment, the only thing you truly own on the past moment is a massive logical error and a waste of your soul's resources. The Stoic solution, the moral audit. The Stoic practice of living in the now requires us to cut off the past with a sharp blade. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily, confine yourself to the present. You must learn to treat the past as a library, not a residence. Go there briefly to learn a specific lesson, a moral audit, to see where you erred, then leave immediately and lock the door behind you. If you made a mistake, acknowledge it. Learn how to avoid it in the future, and then forgive yourself. Forgiveness in Stoicism is not about being soft. It is the practical act of putting down the heavy backpack of regret so you can walk faster. By acknowledging the impermanence of all things, you realize that the you who failed yesterday is not the you who stands here today. You are a new person every time you draw breath. Free yourself from the chains of your history so you can build a legacy in your future. Habit number 10, worrying about what others say and do. The external slave. Worrying about the opinions of others is like building your house on a swamp. It is shaky ground, shifting and sinking with every passing breeze of gossip or trend. This habit makes us mentally weak because it makes our self-worth external. It is the ultimate form of slavery. If you are happy only when people praise you, then your happiness belongs to them. You are effectively wearing a wardrobe designed by others, hiding your true face and suppressing your own potential just to avoid a frown from someone who likely isn't even thinking about you. Stoicism teaches us to ignore the noise of the crowd. Marcus Aurelius marveled at the absurdity of human nature. We all love ourselves more than other people, but we care more about their opinion than our own. When you prioritize the likes, the comments, or the approval of the masses, you are an actor on a stage, not a sovereign in a kingdom. The Stoic solution, the shield of integrity. To break this habit, you must cultivate inner independence. You must realize that what someone says or thinks about you is a reflection of their character, their biases and their limitations, not yours. It is external to you, and therefore it is none of your business. Practice self-love through self-respect. This means living according to your own internal scoreboard. When you act with virtue, courage and justice, you build a shield of integrity that the arrows of judgment cannot pierce. They simply fall to the ground, blunt and useless. By practicing equanimity, you learn to remain balanced and centered. Whether you receive a standing ovation or a chorus of boos, you must become the only judge and jury in the courtroom of your soul. When you stop looking for validation from the world loses its power to hurt you. You become the elephant that does not care if the ant thinks he is too big. You become unrecognizable, not because you changed for them, but because you finally decided to be yourself. This is the path to 2026. This is the way of the Stoic. The habits of weakness are being burned away. The habits of strength are being forged. Go to the comments, seal the contract. Type, I am unwavering. I am the architect. I am free. Stay strong. Stay grounded. Stay sovereign.